Welcome. It's Tuesday, uh, and keeping in the theme of Tuesdays is attention training Tuesdays. Just a quick reminder: there may be some folks that are new to this. Just a quick summary of why do we do this? Like, why bother showing up at noon every day to do these sessions? Uh, what we're practicing here, the technical term for this is self-directed positive neuroplasticity or brain plasticity. And so the three keys here are self-directed, meaning we are choosing, right? The brain's constantly learning. Most of the time, we're not choosing what the brain is learning. It's just happening automatically based on circumstance, experiences, repetitive, and so forth. So the self-directed piece here is really key. We're choosing to come together here at this time, and we're intentionally going to direct our efforts and our attention on something that is positive. So positive meaning, what makes life worthwhile or interesting or useful. I think it has to do with gratitude, love, kindness, self-care, so on and so forth, right? So I'd label those as positive behaviors. And then brain plasticity is just referring to the truth, which is our brain has no, our brain is kind of neutral in terms of what it picks up and learns. So if we're subjected to a lot of repetitive stressors or traumas or things like that, the brain will adapt and it will learn how to cope and survive those. Um, Meaning it is plastic, it's moldable and shapeable, and it has to do with repetitive experiences. So the goal here is to say, well, let's be intentional. Let's choose the positive things that we want our brain to get better at and stimulate those. So one of the things that is really key here when it comes to attention training is this idea of selective attention. So again, we are being bombarded, our nervous system is being bombarded all the time with sensory inputs, right? Sight, sounds, tastes. If we add in thoughts to the original five senses, then we have six senses that are just constantly stimulating us to take some kind of reactive behavior. So the ability to choose where our mind pays attention, so to be selective about it, allows us to be. I like this. I like this picture because this woman that's standing in this sea of other people, everyone else is just kind of fuzzy, but she's clear, and that's the selective piece, right? So can we in a busy train station, or can we in a crowd or in a loud restaurant, or we're at home, the kids are running around and our partner's trying to communicate with us, can we cultivate the capacity to be more selective about where our attention goes and kind of filter out the rest of the stuff that is maybe not useful? The good news is this is just a skill, so the more we practice this, the better we get. And there are two components that I want to focus on today. The first one is focus. So being able to intentionally say, this is what's important to me in this moment. So I'm going to focus my attention on that. And then the hard part is what we call concentration, which is sustaining that focus over a period of time. And as we've experienced here all the time, when we practice, mindfulness or just sit quietly, the mind literally has a mind of its own, and it's going to take us in all kinds of directions, memories, worries about the future, and so on. So the concentration part is hard, but the more we practice it, the better we get at it. And so I thought today we'd zero in on these two key aspects here. So focus and concentration. So let's try it out. Start closing our eyes. Bringing your attention inward, just notice, what's it like to be you right now? All of you, the body, your emotional being, your mind. right from the get-go here, we're starting to focus our attention on simply checking in and being aware of, yeah, how does my body feel? In order to figure that out, I need to focus my attention on the sensations in the body. Noticing the feet, legs, pelvis, and hips, belly, spine, chest, shoulders, arms, hands, neck. Last but not least, the head. Just notice there's a lot of stuff going on that maybe a moment ago you weren't even aware of. Most of us live in our head. Between our ears, there's this thing called the mind. It's creating all kinds of stories, interpretations of these sensory inputs that are coming in through the body. See if you can just for a moment shift the locus of attention to the body overall. Again, feet, hips, torso, hands. Noticing all of the things the body's experiencing. We call those the five senses. The taste and smell, skin, breath. Now let's flex our concentration muscle. Just see if you can bring your full attention to the belly. Noticing the belly expanding, contracting. Maybe this is the first time today that you've really consciously become aware of the belly. In my experience, focusing attention is usually not that difficult. We can just choose to focus on the belly. The hard part is the concentration piece. So keeping that focus on the belly, staying with it, staying aware, allowing the belly to do its thing, but at the same time, staying with it, just noticing. Noticing the uniqueness of each in-breath and out-breath. The belly expands and contracts. And if you notice the mind interjecting itself into this attempted concentration, just know that that's normal. It's okay. It's just what the mind does. The key here is to notice when it happens and then be able to redirect focus back to the belly. Sometimes our attention is like a toddler, very distractible, very prone to chasing shiny objects. Again, that's okay as long as we know that that's happening. We have some say in it. Is that what I want? Is that where I want my focus, my attention to be? What we're practicing right now is selective attention in order to stay focused on the sensations in the belly. Means to some extent that we are excluding sound, sight, thoughts. We just keep coming back to choosing to focus on the belly. And the idea here is that this is like going to the attention gym. We're practicing not because I think the belly is necessarily, what we should be focusing on all the time. It's just it's an object that we can focus on that's constantly changing, it's shifting, it's doing its thing. It's just a great object that we can focus on. And we can of course do that with breath or other sensations or what other people are saying when they're talking to us. The goal is to build and flex this capacity for intentional attention. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale. Again, noticing what happens to the belly as we exhale. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Basically out of time. Could keep doing this for a while. Quick reminder, tonight at 6:30, Brenda is doing a community integration group. You're all invited. It's citclinics.com/integration. You can find the link, you can sign up, and it's just an opportunity to process, whatever's going on in a group. She's a wonderful facilitator. If you've never checked it out, I encourage you to do so. And other than that, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll stick around for a few more if anyone wants to chat. Take care, everyone.